Pink, roll tide. How are you enjoying this season?
I'm doing good. Season's going great. Roll Tide.
Well, we're certainly glad to have you with us as the Crimson Tide fans have been used to celebrating some big home runs for you in the last few weeks. What's led to this good stretch of the plate for you?
Yeah, I think it's just been, staying relaxed at the plate and not trying to do too much and just taking the results as they come and just letting things happen.
Certainly has been good to see for you and the Crimson Tide. How much fun is this team having right now?
I mean, it's a lot of fun. I mean, even when like we don't win the game, it's like it's always a close game and it's everybody scoring and having fun. And it's just a good energy, good loose, relaxed, and just out there having fun. So
Yeah, you mentioned even if the team doesn't win, you look back to the LSU series, all of those games were close. The first game against Auburn, you're down 8-0 going to the bottom of the ninth and eventually rally to get the tying run to the plate. Just how resilient is this team when their backs are up against the wall?
I think extremely resilient. I mean, I think it also just comes down to we have really good hitters in the lineup, and it's really hard to get us out 27 times. And so at some point during the game, we're going to go on a stretch where we put a lot of at bats together and string a lot of hits together, and that helps us keep any game close or extend our lead or whatever we might need. So.
Well, everyone last year really started to take notice of your game, specifically at the plate and then defensively with getting a lot of outfield assists. What was your mindset coming into the start of the season? Did you have any personal goals or anything different coming into this year?
Everybody wants to play good, and I wanted to hit a lot of home runs and hit for average, but I think kind of putting those expectations on myself kind of slowed me down a little bit at the beginning, and I think starting like the last few weeks, it's just been like forget the expectations, forget the results, just go out there and play, and I think that's kind of helped me get some better results, lately. So.
It's part of that swinging for power, thinking about not just hitting the ball far, but are you really thinking about just hitting it hard every time you come to the plate?
Yeah, that's definitely the goal every time to hit the ball hard and as hard as you can. And sometimes that can be a blessing and a curse. You want to be aggressive at the plate and try and do damage, but you also don't want to, get too big and try and do too much. So it's definitely trying to find that fine line between being aggressive and really, outdoing your swing, so to speak.
And then defensively, we've seen you both in right field and then some with Caden Rose injured in center field as well. Have you been happy with your play in the outfield so far this year?
Yeah, I haven't really had as many opportunities to throw people out this year. I think people are a little more cautious now, but it's been fine. I've been making my plays and trying to help the team win. So.
You absolutely have, and including against LSU, you even went into the stands to try and make a catch over this past weekend in Baton Rouge. What can you tell our fans about that play as you came this close to look like to having one of the best catches we've seen in college baseball?
I, it was weird. The wind was howling all weekend, and the ball went up, and I thought it was just going to be like a play in foul territory, and just kept going and kept going. And I mean, I really wanted to catch the ball, so I just leaned over, and I ended up falling into a few old ladies and her kids, and they helped me up, and it was fine, and I was unharmed, thankfully. But I was kind of afraid of getting some ketchup and mustard on my pants or whatever. But yeah, it was fine. I'm glad I wasn't hurt or got a concussion or anything. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned playing on the road at LSU. Over the last couple of years, you've gotten to go to some of the best college baseball environments there are. And in the outfield, sometimes a lot of in front of a lot of students, you can hear a lot of things who have been some of the funnier fan bases or the more intense fan bases you've dealt with on the road.
Gosh, I think probably the most funny was Mississippi State. I don't really know. They just had some good things to say. They weren't overly mean, but they were making fun of me, and I could laugh about it. So they're definitely a good fan base to play in front of.
And then how about at the Joe? What's the relationship like between Alabama's right fielder and the student section, the right field Rangers just beyond the wall?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of weird, at least with me. I acknowledge them, and I say hi, and sometimes they'll ask me like what I'm doing tonight, and it's usually nothing. But I don't know. They're just pretty chill. They're just kind of out there having a few drinks and watching the game, and they don't really get too rowdy. So it is what it is.
Well, people do get rowdy in the Crimson Tide dugout every time a home run is hit. What did you first think when you saw the disco helmet, and how much have you enjoyed that celebration plus the Polaroid pictures?
So the disco helmet has just been I don't even know what to think about it. The year started and we didn't have anything, but we all knew we wanted something. So Jim was just like, "Hey, I found this helmet online on Amazon. It looks pretty cool." So we all pitched in some money, and I thought it was just going to be like some rinky-dink thing. We use it for like a week, and it's just kind of fizzles out. And now it's just like our thing. It's just this giant helmet. First time I saw it, I was just like, "No way, I'm putting this on my head." But I don't know. It's pretty cool, and I like taking the pictures. So I don't know.
Well, you've been putting it on your head a lot with all the home runs lately. That's certainly been good to see for you. And then somebody else that's hitting a lot of home runs is Colby Shelton, who leads the way right now with 16, setting the freshman record at Alabama. Just how impressed are you with the way he's been able to transition to the college game?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody could have expected him to blow up like this, but it's definitely no, we definitely knew he was gonna have success. He is like really mature kid and kind of goes about his business the right way and is always working hard, working on his swing. And it's no surprise that he's having success, but this amount of success is really good to see, and it'll be exciting to see what he does, his sophomore and his junior year. So
Well, we're looking forward to seeing what's ahead for this baseball team. Still have 3 weeks left to go in the regular season, then the SEC tournament and regionals after that. Just what do you feel like this team is capable of down the stretch?
I think the sky's the limit for us for sure. We've had a lot of close games, and especially like getting the pitching figured out and having some injuries here, and we're starting to put it together. And as long as the bats keep going and we can find some more depth on the mound, we'll have a deep run in the playoffs and see what we can do.
Well, we look forward to all of it. Andrew Pinckney, just thank you so much for your time joining us this week on Crimson Drive. Best of luck against Vanderbilt this weekend. Roll Tide.
Absolutely, roll tide.